Dude, you ready to
I've
talk
only
about
seen
a
two
good
movies with
movie?
him, and they're both these.
High audience and high critic?
Sure.
Lead me into it.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you had another movie.
No, wait, wasn't a big one!
Yeah,
Sorry.
this is the
Sorry.
one. This is one. We might as well start. We might as well start. Project Hail Mary came out. We both have
A
finally
couple
seen
weeks
it.
ago.
Um, it was the
Yeah.
movie that we were anticipating. We had plans to do it together, but it just didn't. Life just didn't let us play it that way. But we finally have both seen it, and we are going to give our full review on it here tonight on Nerd Shit in the Dark. I don't know how to go into this. Maybe non-spoilers.
Non-spoilers.
Yeah, non-spoilers first, but I don't even know, like, I guess that's just general feelings.
Okay, general feelings. I
As
can't
book readers.
I can't I'm gonna go not as a book reader, just as somebody to see the movie, right? Just as somebody to see the movie, man, is that a good movie. I'm, like, so not surprised that everybody loved it. I'm surprised that it's an Amazon movie. I think Amazon just bought the studio, though, they just bought MGM, but I'm surprised it's an Amazon movie.
They
It is
did.
a feel-good movie. It was nice to
Feel
go
good movie
see
for sure.
an optimistic movie, a happy
Yeah.
movie. Ryan Gosling, very good. Again and again and again and again. Every time he gets on the screen, he is just good. Yeah. Good movie, good
It
sound,
is a movie that makes you
unbelievable
feel
visuals.
unbelievable visuals.
Unbelievable
Unbelievable
visuals. If you're into that,
visuals.
which I'm usually not, like, I really don't care about, like, interesting, neat shots that they're doing interesting, neat ways. I don't really care. But man, really cool. And the spaceship was all a real prop, not green screened, very cool. Yeah, it's a great movie,
Yeah, the
man.
effects. That's why when people ask, I was probably like 40 minutes in when I was like, "Is this going to be like a perfect movie?" Like to me, as
It
just a
wasn't.
movie, as like a piece of film, it's close to.
It's
It's
good.
damn close to
It's good.
being a
It's
perfect
good. I'll
10.
tell you where they dropped the ball later. But
I
I'm not analyzing it as a story right now because that's more of like a book conversation. But somebody going to see this, it is already an excellent story, right? The story's perfect. The story's perfect the way it's written, and they mostly stick
Mhm.
to it. Mostly stick to it.
Yeah, they only really left one plot element out.
Oh, there's a huge plot that I can get into that we will get into that I'm gonna complain about, so don't worry, we'll get there. We'll get there. But otherwise,
That they left out?
yeah, they did
Because the one they
differently,
left
they
out, I was
changed.
like, I get it. We don't have time for
Oh,
that.
no, it's a change they made that I don't agree with. I
Okay.
give the movie, like, a 95? 5? The
Yeah.
change really
Yeah.
bothered me.
Yeah,
The
yeah, yeah.
change
As
bothered
a
me.
book reader, a 95, yeah.
The
I called
change
this
bothered
movie a
me.
10 as just like a film, but as like a book reader too. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that. That's still a great score though. That's still like a fucking
It
good
was
movie. Like
excellent. Everybody in the
I
theater
told you
clearly
this.
loved it.
I was smiling the whole movie. I was just shit grinning the whole
Mm.
movie.
And
Just shit laughing out loud.
taking the book oh, definitely laughing out loud, but taking a book and putting it into the film media, you won't find very many other movies that do it this well, right?
Yeah.
And it's a hard topic, and we talked about that we were nervous. That's
Yeah.
a
I
hard
mean,
topic, a
it's a
hard
great
genre,
book. It's a
tough
great book.
visuals, but just, like, the set and setting is all very hard to do as well, and they did it. It was great. I would like to think that the people that made the movie loved the book. It sure seemed like it, except they messed one part up, but otherwise, it's just an excellent movie. What else do you say? You're gonna tell me.
Um, without spoilers, what else do I say? Um,
You don't have to. We can just jump into spoilers and just say, "Listen, this
I
is an
was
excellent movie. Please go
delightfully.
see it. Read the book, and then see it. But read the book."
I think that it leaves out enough from the book that if you did love this movie that much, you'll go read the book. It's a like you already said, it's a great adaptation. They took a great book, they put it to
Book's better.
screen. You have to make sacrifices there. What you don't see in the movie, you can get in the book.
Yeah, except they changed
And
something.
I think a lot of people's complaints, and I don't hear a lot, but I think some
I
of
have
the
a
things people
opinion.
say it's just something that is done better in a book. That is something
Yeah,
that you
that's
just
fair.
couldn't do. It's the science
Yeah,
talk. It's
but
usually
dude,
when
they
people
did the
talk about
hardest
like
thing.
how they.
I don't know. I just have one giant complaint that didn't need to be done this way, and
I
they.
have nitpicks, so we could get to
Oh, you want to
nitpicks.
hear? Do my giant complaint is like popping out. Are you ready for it? Because it's
Go to
spoilers.
spoilers. It's spoiler talk time. We're getting into spoilers. It's Project Hail Mary. It's been out for like
Okay.
3
The
weeks.
spoilers is that the story is done so well, top to bottom. Rocky's great, Talmiba great, everything is great, 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 great. But there's one thing that that book does that's so perfect and better than any other part of that book. And I've read the book twice, and this part has made me cry twice. And it's the ending. And they changed the ending. And I super, super hate the change. And it takes away from a very huge part of the book to me. So in the book, so we're jumping so far ahead, and I'm sorry.
We're
I just have
starting at
been
the
waiting.
end of this movie and are working our way
And
back.
we're talking the negatives on an overall positive, but this has been bothering me
Get it out of the
so
way.
badly.
Get it out of the
And I've
way.
been waiting to talk to somebody about this.
I'm your guy.
In the book, to me, the most impactful thing is that Rylan Grace has to go back to Rocky's planet, okay? And it takes time, dude. And he gets old. And then he grows old there.
Mm-hmm.
And all the meanwhile, you as the reader and Rylan Grace as the protagonist don't know what happened to Earth. He does not know.
Yeah.
And he's forced to live on Iridia, I think that's what it's called. And he's forced to live there. He doesn't have the choice to go back. You know, in the movie, they ask him if he's ready to start building a ship to try to go back or whatever. In the book, he doesn't have a choice. He's old. By the time he'd go back, he'd be dead. And he doesn't know if his sacrifice was worth it. And you, as the viewer, don't know. And then at the very end, he has this moment where he's living on the planet.
Yeah.
And they come to him and say, hey, we've seen evidence that they fixed it. You know, that they got rid of, you know what I mean? And that's like this huge moment for him that his sacrifice was worth it. And I think that's literally the best moment of the book for me.
Yeah.
So to change it to in the movie, now he's still young when he gets back to the planet. They're offering him the option to go home. He's just choosing not to. And you're just shown. And another thing that I think is really, really bold of Andy Weir in the book is to not show Earth.
Sure.
To not show how he is perceived on Earth. So to it's a change that I thought was really bold by the book and very touching by the book that they didn't need to do in the movie, but it felt like they did it for the mass audience and I understand doing that for a lot of things. I just don't know that this was a situation. Like, I just think it makes the story better to say he sacrificed, because now I'm looking at it like, wait, now he's just like some weird little man who wants to live with aliens instead of going home. Like in the book, I read it as he's a guy who would go home, but he's literally stuck there. Like he doesn't have a choice. He made a sacrifice for his planet. You know, he didn't really make it that much of a sacrifice by going to Iridia if he can just go home. Right? If he can just make a
I
spaceship and
still
go home.
think it's still a long way. Like I think he'd still
It's still a
maybe
sacrifice,
die
but
if
it's
he tried
not
to
like
go home.
literally he cannot.
I agree, but I do think that like you as a viewer can just be like he's happy teaching these fucking rocks kids. Totally. I think
Different though, right? Totally different.
I think they
And
should
my
have
problem
left
is
him finding out about Earth the same way. But I do like the scene of us, a viewer at the movie, because you can show it in a movie, Earth kind of saving itself, because they also kind of tie in a little of what they left out in that scene. Like they show them at Antarctica in a boat. So like the subplot that they got rid of, that I was like, I get why they had to get rid of that. I do like that part in the book, but it was a fun little part in this movie. There were a lot of things in this movie that they felt like they didn't have a lot of time to fully express, but we can still do a little nod to it, and that's what I really liked about this movie.
But it's the
But I
crux
do agree.
of
I
it
do.
to me.
Yes, they should have stuck with. I don't think the ending in that way was as big of a deal to me. It is, but it's not to me that like it needed to end that way in the movie. But I totally think it was a better ending in the book.
And it's hard for me because I was so looking the whole movie, I'm just looking
Yeah,
forward to that moment,
yeah,
and
yeah,
then to not
yeah.
get it sucked. It really
That's
sucked.
fair. To have such a fun time the whole time, and then your favorite part of the book
And I'm just
doesn't
waiting and
happen.
waiting, and I'm so excited, and I'm like,
I will
"This is cool,
say
but this is cool, but this is cool,
there were
but."
smaller things throughout the movie that like I had read a little differently, but like I accepted it. So like when he goes back to like get Rocky, like he finds out that the astrophage can break free or whatever and he's dead in the water and he's got to go save Rocky. When I was reading that, that was a very intense emotional read and I
100%.
felt like that scene was just
So,
like it
that's
was just like exciting.
so
Like they already made us cry. They didn't want to do it
that is
again,
my so I actually
but
felt that
it was
way
just a shame.
I actually felt that way about a lot of the movie, that they missed this is, again, a moment where they missed the mark. Again, I think it's a great movie, but where
Definitely.
they missed the mark that the book hits was intense and emotion.
Mhm.
To me, and again, that's it's hard to understand because when you read the book, you have this certain viewpoint. So maybe as of just if you haven't read the book and you watch it, it hits you differently. But I wasn't feeling in a lot of these scenes the intensity that I felt in and the
And maybe
emotional
it's because you
intensity.
knew it. Maybe it's because you
It
knew
just didn't it
because
wasn't
I felt
coming
the same
through on
way.
the screen to me. So I'd be curious to know how somebody, if they didn't read the book, how they saw it, because truly, in so many of these moments in the book, it's like they are constantly just like, "Oh my god, like, we're trying to save our species,
Mhm.
and everything is failing, and they keep failing," and then yeah, I don't know. I wasn't getting that at times. That's where I think they missed the mark
Sure.
throughout the movie for me, but
Yeah. But they just did so well in other areas, and they still hit those beats, it's just not as often
and
as it
it's
is
just
in the
not as
book. And I think that makes sense in a movie. I was really feeling the scene where they were crashing the ship after getting the, Talmiba, and he's just pinned up against the wall, and Rocky sacrifices himself. But I knew it was happening, but I was also like, this is exactly how I saw it when I read it. This is very intense. Like when he stood out into the atmosphere of Adrian, that was it just did it it might have lost a couple things from the book for me, but it did so well with everything. It did get right.
No,
Here's another
everything it got right was perfect.
here's
Everything
another
it got
thing
right was perfect.
that I think they got right. I don't know if it was intentional. This is how I felt it. But did you get the vibe through watching this movie that they were trying to create some sort of romantic subplot between
100%.
him and 100%, but you just got the vibe. They didn't flat out tell you in the movie. It was just energy and it never really goes anywhere. And I just thought that was a really well done thing to do because in the book, people are asking like there's no relationship between them like that, but people are asking him like are you doing this? So there are people that perceive them that way.
Between Ryland and
Yes,
Straw,
yes.
what's her name?
Strauss, something like that.
Strauss. Yeah,
Yeah, them.
something like
But
that.
in the
Yeah, not
book, you kind of like you know that he's not interested in her that way, but people are viewing them that
they're
way.
together all the time.
Well, I like that they made the viewers, like us people watching the movie, also kind of think like they turned us into those characters by being like, are they into each other? It's never answered, but just like in the book, but it was like a cool way to do something that made me feel similar in different ways.
Yeah.
Book between
So
book and
another
movie,
thing
and
I
I
think
love
they
that.
Strauss, isn't that did we just say that? I think that's her name.
I think that's it.
Any
Yeah, no
I don't
idea.
know. But
Strauss.
another thing I think that was slightly
Straub beer.
lost in the movie, and it's just because they have to spend less time in the past, is that I think i- in the movie, she's serious, but just because of, like, lack of emotion, whereas in the book, she's, like, actually scary. Like, she's scary serious.
Uh-huh.
I didn't I think they slightly missed the mark there a little bit to me. She was a little bland in the movie for me. Yeah, yeah. For me, I just think
I
the
liked her.
character
I
I
think she
read
did
the
pretty
character
well.
as more intense than she is. And people will say, "Well, she was intense because she" like, I think she's actually just more, like, stoic than in the book. She just feels intense to me. So
Yeah, I think,
again, Ryan Gosling perfect in that role.
dude, so perfect.
The perfect
So
casting.
perfect.
And I read online that
Great.
apparently Andy Weir sent him the book and brought this up to him like 5
That's
years
great.
ago.
That's fantastic.
As like that, this is our white whale to do this role is Ryan Gosling. So
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything the movie wants you to feel with what he's gonna say or do, he nails
He
it.
crushes.
Like, if they want me to laugh, if they want me to cry, there's that part where, like, right after Rocky comes back to life, he's like, "You said you weren't scared or whatever," and Ryan Gosling's just like, "I didn't mean any of that."
Any of that.
I laughed so fucking hard out loud.
Yeah, I did too. That was funny.
So funny.
That was a
So
great
funny. His
scene.
delivery.
That was a good
It was a
scene.
great scene, dude.
That was a good scene.
As somebody, like, I knew Miranda was weeping next to me, and I was like, dude, the fact that they turned this goddamn puppet into this perfect
He's great.
Rocky. They
They
nailed
crushed that.
Rocky.
Again, that's what I was
nailed
saying.
him.
Things that were hard to hit, which is all of the space scenes and Rocky.
Mhm.
I think when we've talked about this before, of how are they going to make this movie? This is why I've done nothing but critique parts of it, and I still say it's like an almost perfect movie, is because if you didn't read it and you just went and saw it, you'd be like, holy
Yeah.
wow, right? And part of it is because I think the spaceships, both of them, and all the space scenes and Rocky are done literally perfect. I think they're perfect. Rocky could not have been better.
No.
Couldn't have been better. Everything they do with Rocky's perfect.
When I read the book, I pictured him maybe a little bigger, but I like him the size
Me
he
too.
is, and I was like, this is perfect. I don't care.
Oh,
Is
and another thing that's done.
the way he learns how to talk, when it first has him talking, sorry, but I gotta get this out before.
Yeah, do it.
When it first has him talking through the computer, I thought that might be the only way we were gonna hear him throughout the movie, and even then, I was like, "This is good." Like, he'd read it, but it felt like me reading it again, like when I read it in the book. So I was
Yeah.
like, "This would be fine." It still ended in question, like they're getting his personality. But when he got the voice box, I was like, "This is the
Crushes.
best. This is the best adaptation of a character ever.
It's good.
Ever.
It's really good.
Yeah.
I thought they nailed, and obviously this is a change they made in the movie, so but it's fine. Man, when he goes back to Iridia, I think that's the name of it. I keep saying I think, but I'm pretty sure it's Iridia.
Yeah.
And
Something like that.
the atmosphere he's in, man, does that look cool. Like when he's on Rocky's planet, man, that looks
Yeah.
cool. And again, it's changed from the book because that whole like fog and ocean thing that they've put in there is not in the book that I remember. But like Ryan Gosling loves the fog and look,
Yeah.
like that's not. I don't think that's in the book.
Well, I think he like lives in his own little bubble. Like when he goes to teach, he's in like the dark in the book. So they changed
and-
that a little.
Yeah, it's a little bit. I think it looked really cool. Is my thing.
It
Like I
makes
thought
sense
it looked.
for a movie.
I
Yeah.
thought it looked great.
If it was a dark scene, it would be like.
Yeah, visually, I thought it was great. So I was really
What
happy
did you
with
think? What did you think of this scene? So I thought of you when this part happened, and I
Oh
was
no.
like, "Oh, Jake's gonna hate this." But when they first come into contact with each other with the ships, and they're doing like it's jokey ship stuff, but there's the part where like both ships were both like boosting, really like,
Yeah.
like, do you know what I'm talking about? I've watched that part, and I was like, "Ooh, Jake is gonna fucking hate
So
this."
my problem with it, I actually at that point didn't really care because I was annoyed. But again, I do like I'm pretty fair on like, hey, it's a movie. There is so much more in the book, this buildup of him being like, oh my god, this is an alien spaceship. Like in the movie, he literally just goes, oh my god, there's an alien spaceship. Okay, come on.
There's no time.
Whereas
man.
in the
There's no time for
I
that.
understand.
The movie
I
was
know,
already
and
long as fuck.
I know, but it's like, you know as well as I do that in the book, it is much better done because it's more of like,
It has
oh
the
my,
time.
and
Yeah.
it's like, oh my god, this is an
For like 2 or 3
alien spaceship.
chapters, you're like, what the fuck is going on here? Because
Yeah,
like,
well, it's like,
there's an
are they
interaction
benevolent? Are they
between them.
benevolent? Are they,
And it's
what is
switching
going on here?
between present and past throughout the whole time. Like, there's more of that. Like, oh my god, what is going on with this ship in the
Oh,
book?
that's another
Because you're
I
flashing back and forth.
want to touch on more positives. I thought the I was also curious about this, like the way they would cut between future or present and past.
Mhm.
Great. I thought it was done really well. Like
Really well.
the way the camera, like the way they'd roll into them back and forth was really good. I thought it was really good.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. Just like how the book did it. Yeah. It's just
it was a very
roll into the other
seamless
story.
transition that didn't. Yeah, so that was good too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they nailed the scene of them collecting the
Oh,
atmosphere. I mean, that is, like
yeah.
I think that's the
Oh,
best
yeah.
scene in the movie, and I think it's, like, the one they crushed the best. From beginning to end, of them dropping down the ball where he collects the atmosphere to try to find what ends up being Talmiba eventually, but, and, like, it going wrong from, like, the beginning of that and him being outside the spaceship, then coming in perfect, like, perfectly done, perfectly done.
I felt the same level of stress watching it as I did reading it, even
Yeah,
though I knew he
yeah,
was gonna be fine. That's the
I thought that
thing.
was
Both
perfect.
versions, both the book and the movie do this great job of like even though this throws sad shit at you, even though it throws serious shit at you, it they both are like feel good. Like it's a feel good book, it's a feel good movie.
Or it's the
They
most
nail
feel-good
that
movie.
despite the
What's the
scary,
last movie you
you're
saw that was
feeling
that
good.
uplifting, positive, feel-good, that is like an adult movie? I can't even remember.
I'd have to think, but yeah, I mean,
That was great.
it's
I don't
solid.
know. Excellent movie, man. I think everybody I think it's such a good movie that, like, my grandmother, who specifically does not like space movies or
Sure, yeah.
sci-fi, I think
It's
she'll
just
love
a
it.
good film.
I think she'll love it, but people that don't love that genre, I think, will
Dude, I
enjoy
think
it.
we're seeing the birth of like say like an ET movie, like a movie like people will be talking about because it did nail this kind of shit. And it connects to people on every level. A Jurassic
And
Park.
in better
You know what I
news
mean? Maybe not a Return of the King, but a Jurassic Park,
mhm,
which is
I think
still
in better news, I've heard that Andy Weir is writing
writing a
again,
new
which
book.
is
Yeah, I heard that
that
as well.
rocks, dude. Because he hasn't released one since this, and I think this came out in 21.
God,
So,
he's got a
yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't release another book either. I'd be like, I couldn't do better than this.
Well, he's done progressively better each book, so
So you hope.
yeah,
Yeah,
man.
he's definitely
He
on the
nails
list.
characters. I mean, this is more of a book discussion, but man, does he nail characters in a short span of this book,
Yeah,
because there's so much going on and so much
it's not a
plot.
big book. It's not a big
It's
book.
not a big book. I don't like one-off solo books because I don't think they character develop well. I don't think they give you characters well. The few one-offs that I read that do it are like, they blow my face off. So yeah, just great movie, man. We recommend
Heavily.
heavily. And it's great to have.
Something we've been waiting for a long time.
It's just
It's
great when it
cool that
gets nailed.
it's like they nailed it. Yeah.
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 Yeah, I gotta watch it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, you wanna talk about something else?